them.
Was such a lovely guy. I cried watching him. And he's so eloquent when he even talks. I cried when talking about him. You know, I was
If we could please take our seats, we'll have plenty of time to snack and mingle after the event.
Very easy to know where I am compared to you. We're so proud of you.
Good evening. That always works. Everyone sat down. Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure and honor to welcome you to the official re-election campaign kickoff for our Wayne County Commissioner Sam Baydoun. We can give him a round of applause. First of all, I just want to encourage everyone, if you haven't taken your seats, I just want everyone to look around and marvel at this gathering and recognize the fact that this isn't just an event for a political candidate. This is a celebration of democracy. And so I want to give you all a round of applause. You can give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you for showing up and for being part of our democratic process here. This space is also something to marvel at. There are a couple of people that we should thank right off the bat. First of all, Flowers by Renee, always a tremendous partner in these gatherings. And of course, the delicious cuisine brought to you by Habib's Cuisine, also always a tremendous partner of this community and beyond. So thank you. My name is Bilal Baydoun. I'm Sam's nephew of 29 years. I'm also a policy advisor or a Lansing bureaucrat, depending on your political views. But for today's purposes, I want to put to rest my role as Sam's nephew, and I want to speak as Sam's constituent, because I've been his constituent for just over a year now. And why I support Sam, not just as a nephew, but as a citizen, and as somebody who cares deeply about the future of our democracy here in Southeast Michigan and beyond. I think one thing we all share in common, and I don't think this is a leap of faith to say, is we all, turn on, open Twitter, or we turn on cable news, or if you're a baby boomer, maybe open the newspaper, and we are aghast. There's a deep anxiety about the state of politics today, particularly at the federal level, and that is despite the best efforts of our elected members of Congress. I know Congresswoman Debbie Dingell was here. We want to thank her for fighting the way she does every day at the national level. But nonetheless, when you hear people talk about the election, about 2020, it's almost synonymous with 2020 is the most, what do they say? It's the most important election of our lifetimes. And I think it's important not to get into top of the ticket syndrome, to believe that the election is only important because the White House is up for grabs. I think that would be a grave mistake, because it's more than the White House. State houses are up for grabs, school boards, city councils, and yes, county commissions all across this country are up for grabs. And so, if you are concerned, as I am, as many of us here, if you are concerned about the state of affairs in Washington, across the country, the best way that you can change the civic character of your country is to start literally in your backyard. And that means finding and electing local politicians that espouse your values and who show up and never forget who they work for. And that really is the spirit of local democracy. That's what distinguishes local democracy from what we see on cable news. We have the privilege of hand-selecting people that we see and work with every day, that live in our neighborhoods, to be our leaders. And anyone who watched the Iowa caucuses, I think you know, democracy is never perfect. Sometimes it takes 2.5 months to count votes. But our best chance at perfection is local government. That is the closest we can get to pure representative democracy. So I really hope we keep that in mind as we continue. And we are fortunate, of course, to have somebody who fits that description, somebody who serves us today, and that is Sam Baydoun. And as Sam's constituent, and again I want to speak as his constituent, I always marvel at Sam's ability to be present. He's not at all hard to find. He's everywhere. And it's because he knows exactly who he works for. And even though he's often dressed like the Speaker of the House, he's very approachable, and probably the most down-to-earth representative I've ever had, although I may be just slightly biased. And I just want to highlight one other quality that Sam Baydoun has, and again, speaking as a citizen. And I think this is really underrated when we talk about politicians and elected officials. He carries himself with a civic pride. He is a poster child for democracy. And let me be clear about what I mean by that. When you're around Sam, it is almost instinctual that you want to get involved. He makes you want to get involved. And I don't think you need any further evidence of that than this room here. You all showed up because he showed up for you for almost his entire adult life. And I think that's an exceptional quality of his. So thank you for showing up always as a constituent. I just want to conclude by saying this. There's a certain cliche out there about electoral politics, and it really sort of angers me. And what the cliche is politics is about winners and losers. You either win an election or you lose an election. And I just want to say, I don't think that's true. Politics is not just about math, it's not just about winners and losers. Elections are a pulse check on our democracy. They are a blood test of our democracy. They tell us if our democracy is breathing, if our democratic heart is beating, and I think whether Sam is running against one person, no people, or 10 people, I think it's important for everyone to get out there and support him, because it sends an important message, and that message is, no matter what's happening in Washington, the people of Dearborn and Allen Park in particular, and the people of Wayne County more broadly, will always have and support a thriving democracy, no matter what. So he's our first line of defense, and it is my great pleasure to join you in supporting Sam Baydoun for re-election. I want to welcome to the podium somebody who will grace us with her rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. Ms. Jenna Kubesi is Director of Political Action at the Arab Student Union at Fortson High School. And we want to thank the Arab Student Union for their involvement, and we want to welcome Jenna with a warm round of applause.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light of what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner
stirring performance. Thank you, Jenna. I'm just going to take a moment to recognize some of the elected officials and public officials in the room today who took the time to join us. Many of us are their constituents as well, and even if they're not, their support means the world. So, first from the 12th District, of course, Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib, Allen Park City Councilman Gary Schlack, Allen Park Council Member Tony Lally, Allen Park Councilwoman Pamela Syke, Allen Park Mayor Gail McLeod, Dearborn City Council President Suzanne DeBaja, Dearborn Councilwoman Leslie Herrick, Dearborn Deputy Director of, this is how you know they're important, Dearborn Deputy Director of Economic and Community Development, Hassan Sheikh, Dearborn Fire Chief Joe Murray, Dearborn Judge Gene Hunt, Dearborn Judge Mark Summers, Dearborn Judge Sam Salami, Dearborn Magistrate Ali Hamoud, Dearborn School President Hussein Berry, Dearborn School Board Trustee Adi Mozet, Dearborn Heights City Council Member Dave Abdullah, Dearborn Heights Councilman Bill Bazzi, Dearborn Heights Judge David Turfy, Dearborn Heights Magistrate Mona Hijazi Fadullah, MDP Second Vice Chair Ms. Faye Baydoun, our very own Michigan State Representative Abdullah Hamoud, Southgate School Board President Timothy Esteimer, Wayne County, obviously Chair of the Wayne County Commission, Ms. Alicia Bell. We have Wayne County Sheriff Mike Jaffa, Wayne County Commissioner Raymond Basham, Wayne County Commissioner Al Jesus, Wayne County Commissioner Terry Marecki, Wayne County Deputy Treasurer Roy Frege. As you can see, a lot of support for Sam Baydoun. Wayne County Wayne County Judge Don Knapp, Wayne County Judge Marian Bezzi, Wayne County 3rd Circuit Court Hilal Farhat, Wayne County, the newly appointed Wayne County Commissioner David Kniezek, Wayne County Commissioner Martha G. Scott, and Wayne County Mayor Pro Tem Ms. Darcel Brown. So, if we can give a round of applause for the people who serve us every day, and maybe you can give them a word of sincere thanks when you see them. It's now just an announcement. It turns out that our Wayne County Executive Warren Evans won't be able to join us tonight, but he certainly sends his regards. And in his stead, I will introduce someone who is fast approaching a remarkable 2 decades of service on the Wayne County Commission. Someone who has honorably represented Wayne County not just to other counties in Michigan, but across the country, and somebody who's been a pioneer when it comes to making Wayne County a more just and equitable place to live. And so join me in welcoming Wayne County Commission Chair, Ms. Alicia Bell.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. All right, this is a party and celebration. We are going to be lively tonight. Let me first acknowledge my colleagues who are here. Commissioners Terry Marecki, Alona Varga, David Kniezek, Al Jesus, Ray Basham, and the former commissioner for this district, Gary Warrenchuk. Let's give them a round of applause for coming. I am truly humbled to be the chair of the Wayne County Commission, and I'd like to thank my colleagues for voting for me chair on last year. It's been a grateful and humbling experience, and I'm so grateful to serve all of the residents of Wayne County. Now, what can I say about our friend Sam? It has been such a pleasure working with Commissioner Sam Baydoun. He serves on some of the most important committees on the Wayne County Commission. He is very astute, business savvy, as most of you all know, and asks the important questions and takes a deeper dive into all the issues that confront the Wayne County Commission. Just as important, he is very quick to speak out against any form of injustice that happens locally or nationally. He is extremely dedicated to the residents he serves and all of the residents of Wayne County. But on another note, I think I'm going to establish a social committee and ask Sam to be the chair, because he knows everybody everywhere. He was gracious enough to host us for a feast at his home, and who knew that Sam Baydoun could throw down on a barbecue grill. So we are so happy that his generosity has been so welcoming on the Wayne County Commission, and we are so happy to have him. The people of District 13 could not have a better person serving them on the Wayne County Commission who is as dedicated, committed, and compassionate public servant, and I am so very happy to recommend, to extend my happiness, and to say I support wholeheartedly the re-election of Sam Baydoun to the Wayne County Commission representing District 13. Congratulations, Sam, you're going to do a wonderful job as you've already done. It's been my pleasure to work with you. Thank you all, and have a wonderful evening.
Well, it's certainly hard to lose with support like that, so thank you. I'm also told that Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy sends her regards and is a tremendous supporter of Sam's, so just had to make that announcement. Before we introduce the man of the hour, which is going to start with introducing the woman of the hour, Sam's daughter Lily, we just want everyone to direct their attention to the two screens. We're going to play a short video commemorating the 2018 campaign and some of the triumphs that made that campaign special.
Heroes don't always wear capes. Some heroes sell real estate. Dad, thank you for teaching me life's most important lessons, that everyone deserves to be treated equally. You showed me that by serving others, we can all help make the world a better place. You taught me to roll up my sleeves and build something great from the ground up. You helped me find my voice, and I know you will protect all girls. Dad, I know it's been hard since Mom got sick, but thank you for teaching me what it means to be strong, and how it has little to do with muscles and everything to do with how we handle challenges. Thank you for stepping up to the plate. Thank you for stepping up for the people of Wayne County.
Lily, it's you've delivered for this campaign once already, and now is the time to do it again. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm Dearborn reception for Sam's daughter, Liliana Lily Baydoun.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, I'm back 2 years later. I'm what some of you call the star of the 2018 campaign. Some people believe that my father won in 2018 because I starred in this commercial. But I know for a fact that he won because I was in this commercial. In the last year, I watched my father in action of the Wayne County Commission fight on behalf of the residents of Dearborn and Allen Park in Wayne County. So when my father asked me to say a few words today, I knew that I needed to do what he does best and fight for something that I believed was more important. In order to say a few words today, I told him that I wanted to start driving school. And wow, was that a hassle to convince him. And I'm proud to say, thankfully, it was my first week of driving school. Thank you, by the way. And anyways, my father is dedicated, hardworking, and is always working for the people of Wayne County. Thank you for everything that you've done for all the residents. I'm grateful for your leadership, both at home and in the community. Make me proud to be who I am, representing our family name, and I pray to follow your footsteps one day. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for placing your trust in my father to be your Wayne County Commissioner. I see my father doing the work, and I can tell you that he's working for us all, and that we made a great choice 2 years ago voting for him. That's why I'm proud to introduce to you my hero, my father, and our Wayne County Commissioner, Sam Baydoun.
Good evening. I am truly speechless, to say the least, by this overwhelming support. And forgive me, I started losing my voice a couple of days ago, but I'll be fine to deliver these brief remarks. I promise you it won't be long. Elected officials, friends, family members, colleagues, distinguished members of the Allen Park and Dearborn communities, thank you all for being here. You truly honored me with your presence here on this President's Day. And speaking of President's Day, several friends have asked me as to why I do my events on President's Day. And I said, this is the closest I can get to being president since I was born in Lebanon. Thank you, Jenna Kobesi, for honoring us with the national anthem. Wasn't she amazing? Thank you, Jenna. I would like to thank our amazing chairwoman on the Wayne County Commission, Alicia Bell. Thank you for your dedication to our county. Thank you to the MC, my nephew, Bilal Baydoun, the accomplished and humble young man. Bilal is a rising star, and he represents, among other rising stars, the future of this region in Southeast Michigan. I would like to thank all the volunteers who worked with us throughout our campaign, and the ones here tonight, especially the hardworking volunteers from the Arab Student Union. Thank you. Thank you to my hardworking staff, Hussein Damaja and Adam Abu Salah. Adam is only 18 years old and he's already doing amazing things. In 2018, we began our campaign to move our county forward. We promised to be transparent, authentic, and to always fight on behalf of all the residents of Dearborn, Allen Park, and Wayne County. I am proud of the work that we have done, and I look forward to continue to do that work with my colleagues on the commission. Coming into the commission, I understood that in order to get things done, I needed to build relationships with my colleagues, and I am proud of the relationships that we have built to move the county forward. Under the leadership of our chairwoman, and with the dedication of all the commissioners, we are able to go to work every day and put our differences behind and focus on the future of our county. And I am grateful for their wisdom and dedication. Will all of my colleagues from the Wayne County Commission please stand up to be recognized? A few more, but they couldn't make it tonight. I would be honest, we don't always agree on all the issues, but we are able to disagree in a civilized and respectful manner, work with each other, and reach a compromise that is the best in the best interest of the residents of Wayne County. We are really getting things done on the commission. I am grateful to work with 14 dedicated public servants. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome the newest member of the Wayne County Commission, my good friend and former state senator, Commissioner David Kanizing. 2 years ago, I stood here and asked for your support to be your next Wayne County Commissioner. And I am grateful that you trusted me, and I will continue to uphold the trust you placed in me. I will continue to focus on the issues that matter to our constituents, and I promise to always put your concerns first. I am proud that the county is efficient with the limited resources that we have, but I promise to continue working with my colleagues on the commission and with our executive, Mr. Evans, to bring more money to our great county of Wayne. I am pleased that the Miller Bridge in the south end of Dearborn, and they got sick and tired of hearing me mention the Miller Bridge, has become a priority in the county, and I promise to continue advocating to get that bridge replaced. As a matter of fact, I will be taking a one-day trip to Washington, D.C. this coming Wednesday, along with members of the Evans administration. We will meet with an official from the Department of Transportation to lobby for a federal grant that will hopefully fully fund the complete rebuild of the Miller Bridge. For some of you that may not know, the Miller Bridge is going to cost $50 million. The county does not have the money, and the state does not have the money. So the Wayne County applied for a federal grant, and that's why we're going there. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention the efforts of my good friend, State Representative Abdullah Hamoud. Thank you, Abdullah. He worked very hard in Lansing to get us some funding. I would like to thank all of our elected officials on the city, state, and federal levels for supporting Wayne County on the Miller Bridge project. Any opportunity I have, I promise to go above and beyond, because our county deserves the very best. Finally, I wouldn't be able to stand here before you today and give back to this wonderful community without the support of all of my friends, and I can't name all of them. My ailing wife, Ibtihal, my 4 children, Mo, Ali, Angela, and Liliana. You inspire me every single day. I love you all. To my brothers, Adnan, Gary, Adil, thank you all for your support. And to my brother-in-law, Tariq, and Chef Habib Bazi, Bilal, and Najib, thank you. And a special thank you to my niece, Sue Baydoun. Where's Sue? Sue Baydoun, for being there for my 2 beautiful daughters when they need you. Again, I thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. And always remember that I'm only 1 phone call away, and so is Andy Canrias. Where's Andy? Andy is the person that I call anytime there's a pothole. I have to call Andy. Anyway, please enjoy the delicious food by my brother-in-law Habib Bazi, and thank you again. God bless you and bless your family.